Oh, come on. These people who see Jesus, and I've said this so many times and it just keeps happening, in the stain on a wooden door at a car dealership or at an ugly duckling or rental car place. They see them in grease stains left by potato chips. They see them on the side of water towers. I mean, you got to be kidding me. It's outrageous. It's been a long time. We haven't done it in many, many months now, and many of you have been asking for it. So it's time for another edition of Ask the Atheist. Now, as you know, I am your in-house atheist. Maybe you've never met an atheist. Maybe you think you've never met an atheist, but I indeed am one. Have been for all my life. I've been an atheist since before I knew there was a word to describe what I am. I just never believed any of the fairy tales. Never believed them. I am not here to proselytize. I'm not here to convince you I'm right. We have freedom of religion in this country, and I think that's fantabulous. You have the right to believe any harebrained story you hear. It's fine. Fine with me, and I won't try to talk you out of it either. But many of you, obviously, because you are such blind believers, many of you have questions for people like me. You wonder how somebody like me could not believe your fairy tale, your particular story. Your particular story explaining things that men do not understand, have not figured out yet. You have to have a story. Men have to have an explanation for everything. So they have to have a story. They have to create a fairy tale to explain how life began. Does it really matter? Why do we care? Well, if you do, your little fairy tale is a rationalization, is the way I see it. I don't care which one you believe. I don't care if you believe in God, Buddha, Satan, Jehovah. Call them what you will. Yahweh. It's all the same to me. It's all the same to me. So I am your house atheist, and if you've ever wanted to ask a question of a bona fide atheist, now here is your chance.
Forgive me, Father, for I will sin.
I believe right now Jesus is touching you, and he's speaking to you deep inside your heart, and he's saying, I want to heal you. I want to help you.
God gives you the ability to get out of poverty. God is my witness. I look at myself in the mirror, you've heard me say it, and I just preach to myself. I mean, I speak in tongues, and I prophesy, and then I interpret, and I give an offering.
In Jesus' name, I pray.
I give it up to God. I'm a God warrior.
We must come to Jesus with a humble attitude. We must acknowledge that he can, and then we must have a revelation that God wants to touch you, and he wants to heal you.
Tom Leykis.
James on the Tom Leykis Show. It's Ask the Atheist. I'm the Atheist. Hello.
Man, what's up, Tom?
Not much.
I'm trying to question your atheism here. I don't think you're a real atheist.
Why would that be?
Well, you see, I wrote it down the day you said this on about January 21st, about 4 o'clock. You started off a sentence by saying, Lord only knows. And I'm an atheist, yes. And when I heard that, I started laughing.
Well, let me explain to you, sir. I've been to the supermarket, and I asked if they had any Peter Pan. And they said yes, so I said Peter Pan to several people. Do you think I believe in Peter Pan? I also, one time, sang along when a group of people were singing Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Do you think I believe in Santa Claus? I read a book called Moby Dick. Do you think I believe there's a whale named Moby Dick? Thank you for your call. 1-800-5800-TOM. Setting them up and knocking them down. Michelle on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. I had a question. I just wanted to know if there was something in your life that made you realize, this is why I don't believe, or if it's something you just always knew that you didn't believe, or just what about, when did you kind of know I'm an atheist?
I've always known it. That's what I said earlier. There was no event. I think it's the other way around. What caused you to believe? Most people who say they believe in God, when you quiz them about it, when you probe them, you find out that the reason is because their parents shoved this belief down their throat when they were kids, forced them to go to classes, told them, we're Mormons, so you're a Mormon. And that is not because they had some kind of epiphany.
Right. Well, I'm agnostic, but I was raised Jewish, and I do understand what you're saying, because it was definitely forced down my throat. Went to Jewish school, and I kind of moved away from that. I kind of didn't really like that feeling of living in a bubble and believing what you're told to believe. But but I still have the feeling of like, okay, I acknowledge some form of magical mystery in the world or in the universe. I just don't feel like I can label it as this is correct and this is not, and that kind of thing. So so at least but you don't even believe that, right? You don't even believe that there's something.
No.
Okay. Another thing is I wanted to know if you think that because of the economic crisis that we're having right now, if you believed that people are going to turn more to religion or more to some kind of mystery of the universe or whatever, just because during hard times they might want to hold on to something. Or is that your experience? Do you believe that?
I don't believe any of this stuff. For me, why do we need to hold on? We are born and we're going to die.
Right.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I do not believe in a soul. I do not believe that something's going to burn in hell or rise up to the clouds. I just don't believe in any of that stuff. I don't. So why be a hypocrite about it?
Right. Yeah, well, I absolutely, and I could definitely see where you're coming from. It's kind of bold, to take that stance, because where you're coming from, it's like, okay, this is it, and when we're gone, we're gone. There's nothing else.
Yes, and why would you have the ego to believe that you're going to be here any longer than the time you have?
Right.
Who are you? Who is anybody? You're born, you live, you die.
Yeah.
Where do you get this idea that somehow you're going to live on after you live?
So what do you think happens to you afterward? Nothing?
Worm food.
Wow. That's kind of scary, though, right?
No, it's not. I'll be dead and I won't know the difference.
Right. Well, yeah, that's one way to look at it.
Well, that's what happens to all organic matter. If you look at it, turns to worm food.
Oh.
Turns to soil so new things can grow. That's all it is.
Wow.
What's so scary about that?
Wow. Thank you for that, Tom. I appreciate
Wait, you haven't answered my question, and this is my final question. What is so scary about that?
Well, okay, I guess what frightens me about that is, just the feeling.
Did you have a party? Did you have a party to attend in the 22nd century, and now you're afraid you won't be able to make it?
No, it just feels like, you could go at any time, and then
you
after
could.
That's it.
That's right, and that is why you must treasure every day you have. Enjoy it to the fullest.
Yeah.
That's what you must do.
I got you, Tom. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Michelle. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Brian on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
I just had a quick question. Which do you think came first, the chicken or the egg? Since you're an atheist. I mean...
I have no idea. Do you?
I think it had to be the chicken, because you need something to sit on the egg to get it warm to be able for it to...
Yeah, but you don't know. And that's the thing. We will never know. And the Bible doesn't even tell you that.
True. That's all I had for you, man. Just a quick question. So you take me out with a bong rip?
Of course I can. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Juan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Dad.
Son, how are you?
Pretty good. Long-time listener, man. You keep me company 1.5 hours all the way to the high desert in Palm Springs.
Love it.
I just like to say, you're one of my idols, man. If it wasn't for you, I don't know what I would do. My question is, quite simply, when you say the Pledge of Allegiance, do you just skip the word God?
I don't say the Pledge of Allegiance, number one, because I'm not a fifth-grade student, and number two, because if they are going to insert the word God into the Pledge of Allegiance, I can't take the Pledge of Allegiance and have it be a pledge. It would not be honest. I don't believe what the Pledge of Allegiance says.
That's why you continue to be my dad, man. You just say how it has got to be said. I'd like to thank you about yesterday's comment regarding the legal immigration thing. I'm one of them. And if it wasn't for people like you, our voice would never be heard. Thank you again.
Juan, thank you. Appreciate the call.